Good morning, everybody. So, thank you. Firstly, I would like to thank people who have organized this session, the IQAC IIC, and thank you to even our principal, SOFT, Dr. Garima Bhalla and Suresh sir, for getting this organized. So we are here for this very interesting session as to see what is AI currently doing. We all are very well versed with what's happening with AI, but academically, we have never been had such kind of session. So I would like to start with a disclaimer that whatever you're going to see is just very demonstrative. You're not encouraged to use any of these tools or techniques academically for any of your assignments. Okay, so this is only the requirement as how the industry is evolving and how are people going. So we should be aware of what's happening within the fashion industry in terms to AI. So this session aims for that. So it's majorly about generative AI. So this is a lot to do with prompts. So what we are going to be doing is I'll be running you through these kind of different AI platforms, out of which few are academically safe to use, but most of them are not. Okay, so the first is runway palette. How do you spot new colors and new color trends? New arc. This is specially only for fashion design. Mid journey, very strong in terms to conceptual and visual storytelling. Adobe Firefly. The new black is again where we might just see how tech packs are done. It's also a very versatile platform, and basically it's mostly for fashion and design. And Google Gemini, which I'm very sure everybody is using it apart from ChatGPT. Most of students are trying to generate a lot of your images through Google Gemini. So to begin with, artificial intelligence does not replace creativity. This is the first thing. You have to be the thinker. It is just a tool that enhances and extends a designer's creative capacity. Concept and thinking matters the most. Now, to begin with, so that's the whole thing is like you are the brain. You have to do all the thinking. AI is just a tool for you to use that. Okay, so if you do not know how what you are aiming at, AI can just do nothing for you. So to begin with, I'm going to start with a platform called as Runway Palette. So Runway Palette is an AI assisted tool that helps extract meaningful color schemes. Now what happens is whenever we take up any project, the first thing is that we just cannot visualize what kind of colors do we want, or how have designers used these kind of color schemes. So this platform really helps us to visualize. You cannot use it anywhere, but it's only for you to visualize, or rather it's for you to see how people have used these kind of colors. So if we just open this one second. So this platform is by Google Art and Culture. Yeah, now when I open the home page here, what you see is this particular image. Now, these are all small little pixels. Now, when I zoom in, and if I click on any one of the square, let's go for the blue, it's going to give me the colors that have been used, that color palette that has been used by various different designers. So one sec, so for the haute couture, spring 2018, this particular color palette has been used. Yeah, and you can see various other designers across the globe for their various runway collections. They have used this particular scheme. So you can go to any of, and if you want to see more of this collection, you can see all the colors that were being used for that particular collection. So that's here. Now, in case if you have a particular color scheme, let's say from my I'm using, let's say, this color. Now I've just uploaded from my uh, file, and you can see how this color palette is being used earlier by other designers. So your color matching, your primary colors, your secondary and your accent colors, how they would look if you have to use for any of your collection. So this becomes one of a very powerful tool for just for you to have a look at how designers have used a particular color palette. Is this good to go? Interesting? Yeah. So now this takes me to my next yeah. So, as I mentioned, there are various different AI tools which are used for various different purposes. So, for very strong concepts and editorial fashion, especially for the FC students, Midjourney is one of a very good platform. For graphic prints and safe commercial use, Adobe Firefly. Garment on model and realistic fashion, Ideogram Gemini, which most of you all do use Gemini. Sketch to rendered illustration, Newark. Video from images, Midjourney, Kling, Helio, there are various different platforms. Of course, even Midjourney and Adobe Firefly to generate videos. And for tech packs, especially for the FD students, the new Black is a very good platform. We would see all of them one by one. So talking about the new arc is especially built for fashion students. It's not a prompt based. Now we all know that AI is something which is prompt based and we need to give a very good prompt. But this particular platform doesn't work on a prompt, but it works onto a visualizer. Like you have to upload a reference, and with that reference, it will generate what you have to do. So it's best for garment focused visualization, sketch to garment versions, fabric and texture realism, and maintaining the design accuracy. Since it's fashion design, so basically it understands the sleeve variation, all our terminology, the fashion terms very well, and it's suitable for academic and design documentation. And it's closer to digital garment rendering, like how you do it on Photoshop and Illustrator. It's very, very similar to that. But definitely, none of the AI tools are here to replace your software. That is what you have to understand, girls. Like, whatever you do, you need to know your design softwares like Photoshop, CorelDRAW, or Illustrator. So, AI is not replacing any of the software, it is just for you to work. You can use both the platforms simultaneously. Like you can generate something in AI and then you can edit it in your Photoshop. So the new arc is one sec. Yeah, so this is my homepage. It says newarc.com, and I create a new project. Let's say, let's see. Yeah. Now, firstly, I want to tell you is whenever we start using AI platforms, it works on credit basis. Now, what is a credit? Credit is basically a currency. जब भी आपको कुछ buy करना है, what we do is we pay and then we buy things. So similarly here, most of the AI platforms that I'm showing you are all subscription based. So in short, you have to buy except the Google Gemini. But Google Gemini, I think it gives 100 credits a day, so you can generate, and I think it takes around 1 credit for one generation. Or if it's a video, I think it might take a little more. So if you exhaust 100 credits in a day, then after 24 hours you can log in. Other models are subscription based, in sense you have to take a subscription for a month. Subscription charges vary from different AI platforms. So for example, if you buy a Midjourney, it comes somewhere around 1200 rupees, including the taxes and others also. So this is the Newark. That's how the homepage would look like. It's very simple. The interface is not very complex. So let's imagine if I have to, I drag drop image. Mm, yeah. Okay. Now it says accept the prompt. It has already defined what I have uploaded. So if you see this image, it has already defined an evening gown, oversized, dramatic bow details, strapless neckline of full A-line skirt, floor-length silhouette, structured bodice. This is already defined. This is how the prompt has to be. You have to define it. Okay, but in this platform, it does it for you. You don't have to write anything. You just upload the image, and whatever you have uploaded, it is going to take that prompt. Okay, so now from here, so this was a sketch and I'm going to generate an image out of it. So I say use the colors from the input. So whatever colors are there, it will take the colors automatically. And there is this creativity level. Now creativity level means if I go towards, this is a slider bar, if I make it more creative, it will make changes in my uploaded reference. But if I keep my accuracy level to 0, it means it will not make any changes. It will just generate a colored image. And number of images here is 148. So if you go for 1, it will just generate one image. If you say 4, it will generate 4 different kind of images, or 8. But definitely, as I mentioned, everything here is credit based. So if I say 4, definitely it's going to charge more credits from me. Okay, so I will stick to number 1. Here I is where you see the credits. So use the 66 out of the 8,000 total that I have. So here we go with the image and we just say generate. Now where you see generate, here you can see it's going to charge me 5 credits for one generation. I say generate. Now I'll just wait what it generates. Have a look at it. So we have no control over these generations, okay? At least in Newark. Okay, so this is what it has generated for us. Okay, so when I said take the color, it took the color. When I said color guidance, it took the color guidance and there was no color in it. So definitely it didn't generate anything. And when I say do not take any colors, it has just generated what it felt like. Okay, so this is what has been generated. Now let's edit this and see what all things we can do to it. So I say edit, and this is very similar to how we use like you must have used Photoshop mein hum lasso tool use karte hain. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mask this with a lasso tool. Yeah, then I'm going to be a little faster, so just excuse me for the selection. Yeah, so now once I have done with my selection, if you can see, this has masked the area that I have selected. And then I have to just describe that I have, what have you selected? What have I selected? I have selected a solid color gown. How I want to modify it. Now, let's say I want to modify it to create a pink color velvet gown. Okay, you can give a material reference, like in case if you have a material reference, you can add a material reference. Negative prompt means what you don't want it to do. Okay, so that also you can upload, but there's nothing that we want to do. And again, as I mentioned, you can generate 1 or 4 images. Yeah, and then let's say change. Yeah, so this has changed to this particular color velvet looking gown. And that's how it is. So you can mention what fabric you want. And as I mentioned, you can put even your material reference. So let's try one with material reference. Now, on my right, if you see, this is the history. So whatever I generate is going to go onto my right side. Okay. So when I say, whatever you have to edit, you again have to go back to your original thing. And now let's say I want to modify it or like brown color leather brown color leather gown. Okay. एक लाख एक लाख हो गया. Yeah, so this is what it has generated, a brown color leather gown. You can just have a look and feel of it. The material really looks like a leather, and here it really looks like a velvet. Now, going back to the original one, I can add patterns also. Okay, so it's quite, so I just click on my left hand side, you can see these are the different tools. So I just click pattern and I drag drop my pattern. Let's say, this also I'll show you all how it has been done. You can have a look at the preview. You can do the adjustment. You can scale up. आप इसको scale up कर सकते हो. आप इसको scale down कर सकते हो. Okay, that's quite possible. You can even now, since this is all over print, so that really doesn't matter, but you can rotate it if it's directional print. You can rotate to see it. So, and you can adjust the brightness, the contrast. Let's have a look in another print. Yeah, so this is another print. Just reduce the brightness. I can increase the scale. And you can also rotate the whole thing. Okay, so I am not going to hit save, because the moment I save, this is going to go and get saved in my gallery. And then the original masking that I have done, it will go again. I have to remask it. So right now I'm not going to save, or else let's say save it. Let's save this. So once I say save, it is going to go and sit into my history. So it's applied the pattern. Now, if I go back to original, no, it has changed the original one. Yeah, even I have something like colorize. Yeah, original is there. So in colorize, you can just preview the entire color spectrum here. Whatever you want, you can just drag drop your cursor to whatever color choice that you want. So just visualize, you can change the intensity, the brightness. So how a pink color gown would look like. Yeah, so all of this can be done here. And then I just say save. So if I'm happy with this particular color, I just say save and sits here. Now, in case if you have to post this somewhere, so what you need to do is, yeah, so can you see this arrow button here? There is something called as upscale. Upscale means इसको थोड़ा सा आप better quality कर रहे हो. So right now it's good to see on a screen, but if you have to post it somewhere, it may not give you a sharpness. So what you need to do is, if you have to post this somewhere, you really need to upscale this. So upscaling means इसका आप resolution थोड़ा better कर रहे हो. So that is upscale. you can download it from these options. So you can download it along with the background that it has, or you can download it without the background also. तो पहले अगर आप इसको upscale कीजिए और फिर इसको आप download कीजिए, so it gets downloaded there. Okay, so let's download this without the background. So it will take a transparent background. Yeah, that's how it's going to look like.
Anjali ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If I do not want, if I want to change the silhouette, as in I want the right hand side of the model to the garment to go higher, is it possible to change the silhouette in this app, or
Not
will I have to be
not,
going with whatever has been given here?
no, it's not going to happen on this platform.
Acha, okay.
Probably you will have to go for some other platform, and you will have to give a reference that kindly replace this silhouette with some other silhouette. Then it would
Acha.
happen.
Okay, thank
Not
you,
on
thank
this.
you.
This is not with prompt. This is more with reference. So this will not happen on this.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
So let's look at downloads and let's see. Right now it will show so it gets downloaded in my gallery here. Okay, so this was about the new arc. And of course, the new arc also generates a lot of, it can generate videos also. Yes. We can take the same image and we can ask the model to walk in. So for video making, there are better platforms, but this already has something built in. We can just have a look at it. So you don't have too many choices here. Either you can make her walk, pose, or spin. You know, these are the only 3 things that you can ask her to do, or you can give a prompt and just ask her. But this time it's going to charge me 283 credits for one video generation. So you have to be very mindful about what are you generating and how many credits it's charging. So let's generate this. So your generation has started. So we scroll up to see your generation. Of course, you do have virtual try-on. Virtual try-on can be done on almost all AI platforms. It's very common. It's very basic. Even Google Gemini does virtual try-on. So we'll not get on to the virtual try-on now here. Yeah, so have a look at this whole thing. This platform does not have anything like a soundtrack, but Adobe Firefly has soundtrack. So there itself, you can give any piece of music at the background as well. Okay, so this was majorly about the new arc. So from here, we go to our next platform. That's majorly our Midjourney and Adobe Firefly. Now, Midjourney, yeah, before I get on to this, I just want to show you like most of us work on some prints, right? For most of our projects. But what happens is हमको उसको seamless बनाना पड़ता है या फिर we need to have a larger seamless pattern. So there is this one little seamless checker. So what you can do is you can just paste in your, you can, look, suppose if I have, yeah, I have this. I've generated this even on AI platform only, this entire motif. So what you can do is you can have a look at it. It can get seamless. Okay. And then you can just download it and you can use this wherever. So you don't have to physically, and if you see the MB, it's 11.9. So it's a very big file size. Yeah, so this just comes seamless within fraction of seconds. And you can use it the way I used it for Newark on the garment. So this can be used very safely there. So it's free. There are no credits for this. You just upload your motif and create a seamless pattern. Of course, there are other platform, textiledesigner.ai, where you can even generate different kinds of repeats, whether you want to have straight repeat, half drop, all those kind of repeats. Here, you can just scale the repeat. So this was one. Going back to our presentation. Yeah, so we're talking about Midjourney and Adobe Firefly. Now, these two platforms are very strong platforms, and they are majorly driven by prompts. Of course, you can give image references also. Image references can also work, but it's majorly prompt driven. And it is how well you write the prompt. So prompt writing is not random typing. It is a design brief translated into a language that AI understands. Okay, so if I have to give a prompt, I can't just say generate a girl wearing a nice dress. That's very, very generic prompt. So strong prompt would be, you have to write the subject in the sense male model, female model, aapko kya chahiye, kids model, what do you want? That is what you have to talk. So subject, you have to describe the garment, whether you want a gown, you want a dress, what exactly, what type of a garment do you want? It's printed, it's plain, maybe you can give material references to it. Fabric, color, silhouette, dramatic silhouette hai, structured hai. So all your design languages you need to speak here. The styling, whether what kind of styling you want the model to have, heavily accessorized, minimal. You can describe the pose. You can talk about the background. She is standing against the sea. Wherever she is standing. You can describe even the lighting. For this you need to have a little understanding about photography. So how the lighting should be, is it studio lighting, is it, if it's an outdoor, is it natural daylight? So all of that. The mood also, what is the kind of a mood that you want the model to have? And the output type here I would specifically mention is both the softwares have something called as aspect. Once we get into it, we'll understand that better. It says AR 9:16 means aspect ratio होता है 9:16. जैसे हम मोबाइल पे हमारे स्टोरीज जब डालते हैं तो उसका एस्पेक्ट रेशियो 9:16 होता है. So there are various different aspect ratios. So that is what this output means. So from here, if you go, this is what I have generated on AI. So it's here the prompt. Just have a look at the prompt, how the prompt has been generated. So this is, I've just tried to create a luxury Birkin bag, but with Indian aesthetic. So we all know the French luxury brand has the Birkin bag, but if it is created with Indian heritage, royal fabric, luxurious fabric, how that would look like. So ultra realistic. Now, ultra realistic means you have to talk about photorealistic, ultra realistic. You have to be very specific about the terminologies that you use here. This is a product photo shoot. So it's a product photo shoot of a Hermes Birkin bag, French elegance blended with Indian royal heritage. The bag is placed on rich Indian brocade embroidered textile with zari sequences and jewels surrounded by ornate Indian jewelry accents. Background shows a majestic Jaipur Royal Palace courtyard with pink sandstone arcs, intricate carving, golden light streaming, scent bathed in warm golden tone, cinematic lighting. Now here you look at the lighting, cinematic lighting, opulent textures, magazine style, editorial. I want a very editorial kind of a picture, so which can go on to any of your magazine cover page or things. So you have to mention that it's a fashion magazine style, very editorial, luxury kind of photo aesthetics, photorealistic rendering, high detail, ultra premium composition. So you have to be very, very specific about your prompt. Only then it will generate what you want. So this is the kind of a prompts that you have to. So do not give any generic prompts. Make sure your prompts are very, very detailed. Similarly, this is another kind of a prompt that I created since I had to make like a Vogue magazine cover page. So what kind of a model, where is she sitting, what is the kind of outfit she's wearing, what is the kind of a background that's there, very surreal kind of a looking female. So this is entirely this generation was on Adobe and this generation was on Midjourney. Okay, no, sorry, not thank you right now. So we'll have a no, you're not going so early. I'm not going to leave you so early. So yeah, so So this is my interface of Midjourney. Now what I have done is I have slightly created a document where I've already put some prompts, so it will become easier for us to work. Yeah. So Midjourney के prompts अगर आपको fashion designing styling project करना है, so this is the kind of a prompts that you should have. Prompt generation is very important for Midjourney and Adobe. Okay, so photography type क्या होना चाहिए? You want a full body shoot, you want a half, you want 3/4, you mention all of it. What style you want? You want boho, goth, punk, hippie, flapper? You have to mention that. Material types, which I've already said, and other things. So even for fashion mock-ups, what kind of fashion mock-ups do you want? You mention that. Fashion illustrations can also be created, so you need to mention what type of sketch you want. You want gouache, you want ink, you want a pencil rendered sketch, so you have to mention what kind of a garment is she wearing. So all of that. Product design, packaging, and photography also. So you have to talk about, is it a commercial photo shoot? Is it still? Is it macro photography? Is it a product photography? Is it a studio photography? All of that you have to mention. What kind of a layout? Is it flat, front angle? So you will say, ma'am, ये सब हमको कैसे पता है? पता होगा. How? I'll tell you all. So even lighting, will say, ma'am, we don't know lighting. We've never done it. So how will we learn about lighting? So studio lighting, natural lighting, low key, high key. So what you do is, it's very simple. Even logos can be created here. Once we go to our Midjourney, this is how the home page looks like. So here you see a lot. There is a gallery. This is what people across the globe has generated on Midjourney. So what you can do is, in case if you like something, let's say if I like this one, okay, or this one. So here on my right hand side, can you see they have already described this with a particular prompt. तो अभी आप जब prompt देखोगे तब इसमें lighting कैसा है, ये shot क्या है, all of it will be mentioned. So that's how this is all about exploring. The more you explore, the more you will learn. Okay, so right now, what we'll do is we'll try and generate something. Okay. So this is our previous generations are here. Like these are my previous generations which I have done. So right now we'll do one thing is I've mentioned a prompt here. Let's do easy kind of prompt. So I'm saying a photorealistic, hyper detailed visual of a wristwatch of crochet knit, colorful, quirky design, product photography, accessory design. So I just copy paste my prompt here. Okay, and I just say, yeah. Now, by the way, Midjourney is by default it creates 4 generations, and for you can't decide. Like New Arc, I said you can decide 1 or 4. Here, by default, it generates 4. You have no control over that. And another thing is, all 4 may not be good. Out of the 4, 1 could be the best one which you would like to take ahead for your project. And another thing is, it charges 1 credit for generation and 8 credits if you have to do a video out of it. So here, now I'm not here to teach you too much about it. So otherwise I would have gone into the details of the aspect ratio. As I mentioned earlier, there are various different aspect ratios here. You can select your aspect ratio. This is stylization. You want it heavily stylized, you can increase the scale here. Weirdness means बहुत ही अलग weird चीजें आएंगी. So I generally keep the weirdness to 0. Variety means it will give you variation in each generation. So that's how it is. Now let's have a look at our generations that it has done. So this is a crochet watch that it has generated. And yeah, we just mentioned that. So that's it. So what we'll do is we'll try and compare the same prompt in Adobe. Okay, let's look which gives us a better generation. So let's, where's my Adobe? Yeah, so this is how the Adobe ka homepage looks like. So here is where you see your credits, like how many are you left with. And it says, okay, describe. Did it take the entire prompt? No. One sec. So the prompt is on my right hand. So it's always good to compare various different AI platforms. What kind of generations do they give you? Now, in Adobe, by default, यहाँ पे Gemini Nano Banana. Nano Banana is a kind of a model. It's a little more advanced model, but you can decide. So अगर Nano Banana से अगर हम generate कर सकते हैं, हम Flux is another model that you can generate. और Adobe के ये अलग-अलग models है. So if I go with the Adobe Firefly images, it will not charge me credit. But if I take a model outside Adobe, it will charge 10 credits, 20 credits as per what you want, which model you choose to. So let's say generate. Now here it's using 10 credits on my right. You can see below here, it's charging 10 credits. We'll try and generate this with some other platform also, Adobe's. Yeah. So this is what it has generated. Now, as I mentioned, there are various different platforms. Let's try and check with Firefly. It's again charging me 10 credits and we just say generate. Since it's taking time. So a very, very basic generation. So here we can see that Midjourney does a better job. Yeah. So I think this is something really good. Now let's try and do something little more better. Now, like packaging design, I say create a packaging design for a cosmetic brand where products are made from organic material, natural material. Aesthetic has to be minimal, but for modern, elite, and contemporary clients. So maybe this can be the prompt. So since we said it has to be minimal, natural, aesthetic, it has given me, yeah, these are the kind of generations that we have got through this. Yeah. Now here, if in case if I like this and I want more variation into it, so on my right hand side, yeah, here again you can upscale. मतलब अगर आपको ये कहीं upload करना है तो ये अब upload करोगे तो it will not give you a good clarity of the image. So you need to upscale it. So upscale करके then you can upload it. And on my right hand side, I say vary. Vary means variation. So if I want to have more variation of the same thing, if I have like this and I say, okay, create some more variations, it will create more variations for me. So if I just close this and we go back to the home page. So probably it has just given me variation in terms to placements of the product, the arrangement and rearrangement of it. Yeah. So it's just given me variation in this terms. So that's how you can create. Now let's try and create something which is a little more in terms to fashion. Okay. Like here I am just trying to say, I change my aspect ratio first. I say generate a female model wearing a contemporary denim streetwear sari. The sari should be constructed from an indigo denim with raw hems Distressing and visible stitching includes utility pockets, zippers, detachable straps, and belt loops. Pair it with cropped structured blouse or boost here. Styling should be chunky boots, sneakers, layered with street jewelry, minimal glam makeup. Model must look Indian, modern, but modest. Okay, you have to mention she should look modest, otherwise it might just give you some various different generation. Model is standing in confident pose in an outdoor Indian flower market at a backdrop with shallow depth of field photography. Shallow depth of field photography would be the model is emphasized, background will be slightly blurred. Okay, and I've mentioned the backdrop that I want her to stand against a flower market. So Indian flower market के backdrop में वो खड़ी है. Let's generate this and let's see what we are doing. Simultaneously, we'll generate the same prompt on our Adobe. Now let's try and take Nano Banana Pro. Nano Banana Pro will charge me 40 credits for this generation. So this is what it understands when Indian sari. But I mentioned it has to be contemporary. If I would have said a traditional, it would have given me a traditional. That's what I wanted to say. Every word here matters. So the word contemporary means it's not going to be as normally how we wear a sari. It will be in a very contemporary style. So it has taken that. And that's there. So you understand the shallow depth photography, natural outdoor location, natural light. It has taken most of the prompts. Now let's have a look at what Adobe is generating for us. And I didn't say generate, okay. Okay, meanwhile, we'll go to our now, for example, if I like this particular image, let's say I like this one. Okay, you upscale it. There are these options called as pan. Pan means extend. वो एक side extend होगा. तो ऊपर extend, नीचे extend मतलब नीचे से angle होगा, right side, left side. So you can extend. It will extend on the right. So can you see it's taking, the model is going to go on my left side. And वो by default यहाँ पे कुछ तो अपना create कर लेगा, like flower market backdrop दिया है हमने, so something to do with that backdrop it will try to create or generate. Now here if you see, just put an accessory of her. So can you see how the model is moved towards the left and it's extended from one side? Yeah, here you can see there are the bag and flowers and this one. Now in case मुझे और थोड़ा सा, suppose I like this one and थोड़ा और pan करना है तो नीचे से, so the model will go a little higher and it will extend from the ground. Okay, meanwhile this generates. Let's have a look at what, yeah, look at this one. This is something very, very modest. So as I mentioned earlier, Adobe will give you something which is quite commercially safe, and Midjourney is very high on creativity. So you can see the same prompt on two different platforms. The generation ये काफी variable है. It has taken sari. It has understood sari in a very nice sari manner, and it has taken the prompts like zippers and pockets and distressed hem. That's there. All the prompts it has taken, and flower market also you can see. So that's how the difference is. Now let's go back and let's see how this has been generated. So I panned it from downside. So yes, yeah, this is better. So you can select one out of it, this one or this one. So let's say like we like this particular one. So we can use this. And let's create a video out of it. So on my right, you can see animation manually. Manually मतलब मैं बिना prompt देके she will start walking. And if you want her to walk in a specific manner, like she should sit down and then gracefully stand and then start walking, then you will have to give the prompt accordingly. Otherwise, if you just say animate manually, by default, whatever it understands, it will just create a video of. So it takes your starting frame and ending frame. मतलब आप decide कर सकते हो how you want the starting frame and the ending frame to be. And as I mentioned, that you can decide what kind of a prompt you want to give, whether model should come ahead and then gracefully sit down. So that also you can do. So let's see what it does first. So this is going to charge 8 credits. It will create 4 videos. And this is where it's getting completed. Meanwhile, what's happening here? See, there are many features. It's not going to be possible for us to complete all these features in the workshop or the seminar. Here it's showing how much time we have. This is, and it generates for 5 seconds. If you want it to extend, on my right, can you see extend manually? Then it will extend to 8 seconds. Then आपको और लंबा चाहिए तो आप उसको और extend कर सकते हो. That's how you can go on extending. Yeah, and as I mentioned here, it is by default taken its own, by its own understanding, it has created a video. What you could do is you can give a prompt also. Like as I mentioned, you want her to sit and stand and then twirl or move, all those kind of things can be done here. So there's another feature about, this was about all the generations. Let's look at it. So now if I want image prompt. Now, there's something called as style references, very interesting. Style references means if I upload anything, any kind of fabric or whatever, and I want that use that and create something. That also, it's what will do it will just take its aesthetic, it will take its color combination, texture, and then generate. So let's try with this. Now, this is a fabric. It's an indigo fabric with a print. And let's say create a photo realistic footwear. Okay, let's keep it very basic and simple. Let's see what it does. So I have given a material reference and I have said that just create a photorealistic footwear. So it has taken that color indigo, it has taken the print, and it has given us 4 different variations. I can create a jewelry, I can create just about anything. It will just take the reference of the image that you have uploaded and it's going to create. So here you can mention what kind of photography do you want it, indoor, outdoor, the kind of lighting, the way it should be positioned, all of that. Now, let's go to Adobe Firefly. And here, let's do one thing is, let's give a material reference. Let's say generate. How many textile students here? Okay, very few, but even fashion students could do this. So some point of the time we always use embroidery. Okay, embroidery khaka सबको समझ में आता है? Yeah, embroidery khaka. So what we'll do is we'll upload an embroidery khaka and say that show it to me in various different styles. Okay, let's delete this. Let's keep the aspect ratio square and reference image from your device. Now I'm using a khaka and I'm giving it a reference. Okay, now before I generate this, let's check what we are going to be doing. Okay. Now can you all see this khaka? Okay, now I want it to take this kind of embroidery stitches and the color combination and create that. Let's see how it creates. So you write your prompt as given is the, huh? Sorry? They have a submission of this today. Yeah. So recreate. So I say given is the khaka, recreate with reference image in black with all details of the stitches, colors, and yeah, that's it. And on my right, if you see, if I'm using the Nano Banana Pro, which is the model outside Adobe, it's charging me 40 credits for this, but it gives a better results. Now let's see how it translates the khaka into this particular embroidery. Now, if you want Zardozi, if you want to reimagine the same khaka in Zardozi, you can reimagine that. If you want to reimagine the same thing in, let's say, beadwork, it will reimagine the same thing in beadwork as well. Meanwhile, let's go to the Adobe. Okay, let's see, it has generated. Yeah, so this is what it has taken. So it has taken all the colors, stitches, and has regenerated. So you can the best part about this is like you can just reimagine before you can actually get it done. See, execution you have to do it. This is all digital work, you can just see it on screen, but you get an overview of it. Ki if I'm going to use this particular color combination, I can change the color combination. I can just tell that make it into a complementary color scheme, or I can specify a color scheme and it will generate me in that color scheme. So it's just giving you an overview of how it's going to look. Okay, so the same thing, but let's put another reference image and say try and create it in little bit of beadwork or zari work. Okay, so given is the kaka, recreate the reference image in black with all the details, colors, stitches in black. With no, it will give me black reference image. Okay, again, let's look how it creates for us. By the way, I've given it this particular reference. Yeah, this is a reference that we have given. So let's see whether it takes. Now the same generation, you can say create a kurta, put it onto the neckline and give the ethnicity of the model, or against what background she is standing, and it will generate that particular model with this particular embroidery onto it. So that is something that you all can do. So this does take time. It depends on your internet connected speed. So meanwhile, what we'll do is we'll go to our next platform that we are going to be talking about is for the flat drawings. This is called as the new black. Yeah, so I do not have a subscription for this, so I am left with, I have only 3 credits. So we'll not download anything, we'll just generate something. Okay, every download will charge credits. So this is again, new black is a very good platform for fashion design. So design, virtual try on, styling, tech pack is something that we needed to look into. So meanwhile, we'll just see, yeah. So this is what it has created for us. So it has taken the reference as what we had given, the color, the embroidery threads, stitches, everything. So you get an overview of this ki original khaka kaise tha, ye color combination और ये color combination में how it's looking like. We'll just see one small thing here is how many of you all are jewelry design students here? No? Okay, so let's try and create a piece of jewelry with a reference image. So I've given this reference image. I'll just show you the reference image. मैंने कुछ reference images निकाल के रखे थे. Yeah, so can you see this reference image? It's a temple architecture for Hampi, and we'll try and tell Adobe to create a neck piece for us. From the reference image, take inspiration and create a neck piece, neck piece, and earrings in gold. And we just say generate. So I've just given them a reference of an um, temple architecture, and I've said that create a neck piece and a earring out of it, and I have given a metal also. I've said I want it in gold. If you do not mention, it might just generate whatever it feels like. So we'll try and see what it is creating for us. Meanwhile, we'll go back to our the tech pack. So this is the interface of the new black. Yeah, so if you have to generate tech packs, you can just create on the new, and this is where it takes you to a already preset template. So there is a template. What you have to do is you have to drag drop your flat drawing. Flat drawing आपको create करना पड़ेगा. And what you can do is if your flat drawing is not very neat, you can refine it onto any of the AI platforms also. And what you need to do is you need to get your flat drawing onto this. Now let's say if I have, this is what I have. In the new arc that I showed you all, there you can create flat drawing also. Flat drawing in the sense, if I say create a flat drawing of this, it will create a flat drawing of the gown, okay, which you can download and then take it to your tech pack. So this entire gown ka flat drawing it will create. If I just go to the image to sketch option. So we're not looking into it because Google Gemini also does this. So maybe this is my flat drawing, and for example इसका कोई reference top है तो वो भी हम ला सकते. For example अगर ये है तो there's no connection, but this is only for our demonstration. So suppose this is a shirt and this is a shirt ka flat drawing. So you generally have it on the model, and here is a flat drawing. So on the top here, meanwhile, let's go back and see what jewelry they have created for us. So this is what it has created. वो जो lion था, it has created this for us. And the same thing if you want in silver, just say create the same thing in silver. If you haven't liked it, you can ask it to regenerate. It will regenerate. So meanwhile, this is recreating. Let's go back to our flat drawings. Now we are here, and this is how the template is. So you put date, like today is 31st. So you put 31st. You need to know in what sizes are you creating this particular flat. So what are the sizes? XS, then S, then M, then L, then XL or triple XL. So you can put in your sizes. You need to put in the reference of the material. So let's say this is a linen shirt, designer. SS26 is my season. This is where you're going to write the details of the notes, like what exactly do you want to do. So it has a collar, whatever notes you have, you have to describe it. It has two patch pocket, it has top stitching, so all the details. It has a yoke, it has a cuff. So all related details of this flat drawing is going to go here. Anything extra, like you want to talk about trims, like buttons hai to kya size ke buttons hai, metal buttons hai, if it's a zipper. So all those details can go in here. You can write in. And here on my right hand side, here, what I can do is if I just click here, I get some. So that's how you are going to. And I just say this is the neck width. Then this is my Right now I'm just deleting her. She's coming my way. Okay, and you suppose if you write neck width, so I'm just writing NW. This is, let's say it says sleeve length SL. It goes and sits here. And on my right hand side, if you can see, they are these codes. So whatever code I have given here, like if I have said NW, so you write NW and what it is. You mention it's supposed to be neck width. Okay, then in excess, what is the neck width? Let's say 34, for example, hypothetical numbers. Okay, so you go on adding all the details. So next what I have done is I have added SL, that's my sleeve length. And sleeve length, let's say 17 inches, 19 inches, 22 inches, 24 inches, whatever. As per the size sets that we have mentioned here, it will go on. And you need to do all of it. And on my right hand side, can you see download option? Download the PDF. Once you download the PDF, it will get downloaded in this particular template that you have created. So you can go on mentioning, you can create tech packs for embroidery motifs, your print, whatever, the details that you really need as per the industry standards. Meanwhile, just let's see what they have created. It has created, but it has changed the design. But it is created in silver. We can mention that keep the same design, do not change the design. We did not mention. So AI will do what you tell them to do. So if you say just keep the design same, regenerate the same thing in silver, it would have given us the same thing. So I think from here we go to our, yeah, we have seen these all platforms. Yeah, now there are many things that can be done, but as I mentioned, it's not possible in this limited hour time. Now, in case if you have any questions, you can ask me. Yeah, before we, I'll just show you a project that I have done, which is completely done on AI. There is no software included in this.